Class is in session. College basketball hitting the books show Monday, January 26th. Ian Cameron, Connor Mack with you. This is probably going to be the shortest show in the history of this college basketball hitting the books show, because really we're going to give you, insight on the three games, the three big, power conference games tonight. And I didn't really bet too much in the added board tonight, but we might throw out maybe one or two that we like there. So it'll be.
They're all postponed.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, all the extra games that we thought we might have. Yeah.
No doubt. We will begin with one of the three marquee games. We have a big ACC matchup. We have a Big 10 matchup, and we have a Big 12 matchup. Two of them on ESPN, including Louisville and Duke. We've got Duke 8.5-point home favorites, 157 the total in this game. These teams played once already, and it was at home. Louisville losing by double digits to Duke, but Louisville at the time did not have Mikel Brown Jr., the phenomenal point guard at the time, and he'd been out for a long period of time. Well, they finally got him back this past Saturday against the recent game they played against Virginia Tech. They won by 14 points. He gets a game under his belt, which is what you like to see for a guy that's been out that long. And now you get to reunite him and Ryan Conwell, the great guard duo for Louisville, and that's something that Duke was not able to deal with the first time around. So that's an advantage for Louisville here in this game. Look, is it dangerous as fuck to bet against Duke? Yes, it can be. They win so many of their games by double digits, and then when they get it rocking and rolling with Boozer and company, it can be very difficult. But this big guy for Louisville, he is definitely a guy that can definitely maybe give a little bit of resistance maybe to Boozer in this game with a little size. And look, to be honest with you, make a case this is the best guard combination Duke's played all year. Now that they're healthy, now that Brown is back on the court for Louisville, factor in revenge for the Cardinals, factor in that they're getting a healthy amount of points in this game. And actually, if you look back at Duke recently at Cameron Indoor, they've only covered once in the last 4 games at Cameron Indoor Stadium against Duke. So they failed to cover in some of these spots. They didn't cover against SMU. There's another game that they failed to cover. I think it was Georgia Tech. They didn't cover at home as favorites. So in a revenge spot, and now with Duke having to face this fully healthy, phenomenal backcourt that Louisville has, I'm taking Louisville, C-Mac. I'm taking the 8.5. I got +9. I like it at 8.5. I think Louisville's in this game. C-Mac, how do you see it?
Shout out to Saturate. Shout out to Illinois. Big time. I took a first half.
Saturated. First of all, I see you in the chat. That's a big balls, big time win for Illinois on Saturday at Purdue.
Oh, well, what's his name? He was just rainy. Yeah. So that guy can't miss. That was phenomenal. Yeah. Phenomenal performance.
Wagler was amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They call him.
What, he finished with 46?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think he finished with 46. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, he wants the bars from you. Man, that's the whole point here.
Bars? What bars are we talking about?
Drop some bars. We need a rap here. We need a Babano. Come on and drop us.
Fit with the name. If there's a name reference and it clicks a song in my head, then I'll sing. But we don't have anything right now.
All right. we need a little drop from an artist for Babano to get rolling. Yeah. Dropping a bar. All right, let's get to Louisville. Duke. Here's with Louisville. I just don't know what to make of them on the road. I've seen them look awful a couple games. I don't think Pitt's very good. They clocked them. I was, of course, on that. I think we talked about that. And they shot the ball well. They shoot the three a ton, depending how you look at it. What do they attempt? Almost 34 a game.
Yep.
That's top 3, 4, depending on what all these numbers you look at. Both of them, 3 or 4 in the country. They make 11. They're going to shoot a ton. If they're on, I think they can hang in this game because they have the offense. Talked about Brown being back. Duke's the better defense, I think, at home where they played really, really well. So this was tough for me. The line's big. I think it's right where it should be. I think I just don't know about the road. I bet, some of these road teams have come and played well. We saw Auburn was a game that I had, last week. Who saw that coming? Florida's been beating teams by, 20 at home. So I just don't know how to make it. Both these teams are talented. it's just I don't know who to trust here. Louisville's been on a nice little ATS after kind of that with Brown being out where they dropped 4 or 5 in a row where it looked really rough. So, I got this is a wash. And there's not many games today. You're talking about how much you bet NFL live this weekend. Bet this game live. You know what I mean?
Not bad. Not a bad option. Maybe Louisville starts strong, you get Duke at a better number live. Maybe Duke starts strong, you get a better number with Louisville live. So that's definitely an approach you can take.
See how the shooting is with them. Because if they shoot, I think they can hang within the number here with Duke. But if they're cold, Duke could get on a roll. And they've been money at home.
All right, good stuff indeed. All right, next up, we've got Penn State, Ohio State. Ohio State, 11.5, 12-point home favorites, 152.5 the total in this game. I definitely like Ohio State team total over. I'm going to split it with the full game over at 152.5, although I'm worried about Penn State doing their share, their part for the full game over. That's why I decided to split it up. I definitely think Ohio State's scoring on this Penn State team, though. I mean, this is a Penn State team that you talk about atrocious. At the defensive end of the basketball court, it's atrocious. I mean, 96 at Maryland, 98 at home to Wisconsin. This team has given up in their last 2 games. That's not what you want to see at all. So, when we're talking about an 82.5 here with the Ohio State team total, believe it or not, that actually looks like some value given what we've seen lately from this atrocious, miserable Penn State defense. Again, they just don't guard at all. 93 they gave up on the road to Purdue. 80 to Pitt, 113 to Indiana. Look at these defensive performances on the road. Every single one of them, Penn State. So has been just lit up. So that's the move for me. You can lay the points if you want to. I would certainly lean to the big favorite here, Ohio State, here at Columbus, where they're 9-2 at home. They're coming off a loss at Michigan, too, so I expect a good performance. They've covered 2 straight at home in Big Ten play against Minnesota and UCLA. So that's been good to see, and they've scored into the 80s in both of them. If they're scoring 82 against Minnesota and 86 against UCLA, this Ohio State team, why can't they get over this 82.5 here against Penn State? So I like that. That's the bet I like the most. Smaller on the full game total, but what I really like here is that Ohio State team total over 82.5. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I was looking at that a little bit too. I think the full game gets over as well. The defense, I think they get to the 80s, so go with that. I think Penn State can do enough. That's been their problem. This team just gives up a bunch of points, and then it seems like they go in these struggles with scoring for just the time in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like that's just been horrible for them. So, yeah, that's all I had. The team that just has been very good, both sides, offensive and defensively. I don't think Ohio State's very good. I think they're all right, but this line's warranted for how Penn State's been. They're not a team. We talked about a lot with Rutgers. You can't really back. I've only backed them once, I think. I might have took them one other time. I might be 1-1 with them. I'd have to go back and look what they covered. But I haven't wanted to take them since, and I haven't really wanted to take Penn State, at all, too, here. Maybe the line's big enough. They've covered. Did they cover against Michigan at home?
I think
it was a home game, right? 74-72. That was their best game, I thought, all year, the little stretch they had early January.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, they did for Penn State. Yeah, you're talking about Penn State. Yeah, they covered against Illinois, Michigan, back-to-back home games, and now it's just the defense has caved in all over again. But on the road, it's been consistently bad. That's why I like it here. Maybe at home I wouldn't like it, the Ohio State team total, if this game was at Penn State. But because Penn State's on the road, like they're consistently on the road, Penn State giving up 90s and 113 to Indy. When Pitt's scoring 80 against Penn State, definitely this Ohio. That's what I like. I like that team total for the Buckeyes over 82.5 here, especially. All right, we've got our last of the power conference games, and this is obviously a great matchup. Should be the place should be rocking. Marriott Center in Provo. Arizona, 1.5 point road favorites, 167 the total against BYU. What a matchup this should be. I get it. There's people that love BYU in this spot because, they say that Arizona can't go undefeated forever. They're going to lose eventually at some point. I just don't want to be that person to bet against them when I know that this team has consistently gotten the job done in these tough environments. They have found ways to avoid the stumble. They have found ways to avoid that first loss, and they've gone on the road and they've played some good teams. In Big 12 play, UCF, TCU, and Utah have been the road games, and you could argue, that's a little bit of a weaker slate, but neutral win against Alabama. They go on the road, true road game at UConn. They win, away from home on a neutral. They beat UCLA. They beat Florida. Like, they've taken on every big comer and beaten every big comer this year. The Arizona Wildcats, and like I say, I've seen enough that I'm not totally convinced it's a BYU win here. It's a great showdown. It's certainly BYU. You're probably going to get a great performance from them. There's no question. But Pete has been fantastic, obviously, for Arizona. Burries as well, and he's getting stronger, I find, with every single game. Now, the interesting part here for Arizona is handling the great AJ DeBonsa, who, again, phenomenal. 43 points against Utah. Although you could look at that from a Cougar standpoint and say they got 43 points from AJ DeBonsa and they still didn't cover, in that game against the Utes. But no, he's absolutely a phenomenal player. It's going to be potentially a great NBA career in front of him as well. And then the key is going to be for Kevin Young's squad going into this game. We know DeBonsa's a handful. He's a beast, difficult to deal with. Can you get Richie Saunders? Can you get Robert Wright III? Can you get some of those other guys being able to make shots from outside? If they can, then Arizona is going to be in some trouble and have their hands full in this game. But I don't know. You're talking about an undefeated team that's found ways to win every single time they've been pushed up against the wall and had to deal with tough competition. Competition as tough, if not tougher, than BYU if you factor in playing Florida and playing UConn. In particular on the road, and being able to get it done. I think highly of Arizona, too highly to bet against them. I'm not betting on them either because I respect this spot and how, deafening and how just off the charts and, the environment's going to be tonight at BYU, at Provo, in this building. But I am not stepping in front of Arizona. I'm just not going to do it. I lean over. What I would say is maybe there's some jitters early. Big game, ESPN, Monday night, standalone game too. Maybe there's some off shooting early, and then you get a better total in game. And I think that's what you might look for. If you don't like the 167, it is a high total. There's going to be tons of pace. There's two of the faster paced teams in the country. But if you don't like where the total is now, you can take a chance that maybe it starts a little bit slow and you end up getting a better in-game live total to bet over. CMAC, it's obviously a great game. Even I'll definitely be watching it. It's a light night in the other leagues too. What do you think here, Arizona, BYU?
Yeah, I don't know. Both these teams, it's lately in conference, have played really anybody to be, big wins. The games are coming up. They're at Kansas here, February 9th.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The home game against Texas Tech, probably take care of business, and BYU. Then they're at Houston. So, maybe there. This team is, the best team in the country. I think.
That's a great point about BYU. Arizona's faced some competition. BYU hasn't faced anyone really good in a while. There's no doubt.
Yeah, this is the toughest part. It's just to me.
BYU's also 2-6 against the number in their last 8 games. So they have not been covering.
Yeah.
This is different point spread. Obviously, they're a home dog, but
small though. The only thing was I thought this could have been more. I just sort of that high when you look at Ken Palm and all the stuff we love to look at, right, Bavano, for all the research that they're a little bit higher on BYU, because that's where this is moving here a tad bit to BYU. If they're ever going to get a team, I think it's here. Who wants to go against the team? It's 20-0. It's just kicking everybody's ass. Me, I'm sick. Okay? Because these are spots, but the more I look at it, I think maybe it's down the line that this, after seeing this Arizona team so much, they're so talented. Both these teams get easy buckets in the field goals. That's why they're so high. They get to the rim. They make their free throws. They shoot a ton of free throws. They're not great, I think, free throw shooting teams. What are they? 75%? Pretty good.
Yeah. Right.
Here. But they get there a bunch. I don't know if this place isn't going nuts, which it will be tonight. I've been there before, and I've seen a lot of BYU fans against UNLV. Crazy. There's Mormons everywhere here in Las Vegas, and they show up in droves.
That's definitely a Fran Fraschilla special. It's a Big 12 game on a Monday night and a Big 12 game, so he'll be there guaranteed. That's his.
Yeah. So I would BYU. I mean, I haven't bet it, so I don't want to tell you. I'm on it. That's where I look.
All right, there you have it. Good stuff.
Sorry.
I know
there's not a lot of games.
What I like, here's the thing. I bet a small over 165. That number's gone. I lean that way. I would say do what I mentioned and maybe wait for a live total. See if you can get something a little bit better at some point during the game here tonight. The only other thing I'm going to mention, CMAC, for the added board, and then we can wrap up and get to best bets, is I took Fairleigh Dickinson plus 1.5. The plus 1.5s aren't there anymore against Lemoyne, but they're now pick 'em -1. I think they win. I think they win on their home floor against Lemoyne. CMAC, anything you wanted to mention on the added board, extra board?
Yeah, I looked at that. I kind of like that too. I think I might have a smaller bet on that. This one, I wanted it. Central Connecticut's just dominating them. This is two teams, one better offense, one team that wants to slow it down, that isn't too great at offense. Just two styles of play with Central Connecticut and Stonehill. What gives? I'd like to think Stonehill could be in this game off. But I don't know. I don't think the line's good enough here. Everything I go through, I needed more, and it's not enough. At 1.5?
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I'll throw it.
It's just a lean for me
too. Yeah, Grand Valley in the over versus A&M Corpus Christi. In that game,
right.
in-state battle, I lean to the dog a little bit. Grand Valley in the over. I think the total might be a little light there in that game because Grand Valley wants to run, and I know Corpus can slow it down, but 135.5 with Grand Valley, that does feel a little light with the total there. So there's a couple there, plus 2.5 for UTRVG. Or GV, Grand Valley, UTRVG, GV, UTRGV. There we go. And the over against A&M Corpus Christi. There you have it. All right, CMAC, we're done.
For me.
Time to roll on out of here. We're back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Bigger slate to break down tomorrow with the college basketball Hitting the Books show. And then Wednesday, Friday for our members. We thank our members for being subscribed and members of the Hitting the Books YouTube channel. Will be on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, and Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. 2 members-only shows every single week here on the Hitting the Books YouTube channel. So become a member if you haven't already, and you will have access to our Wednesday and Friday shows, which are exclusive to the members only of the Hitting the Books YouTube channel. All right, CMAC, it's time. Best bet. I know it's a small board, but what do you like here for best bet?
Well, I got this in. I'm just going to take it because I got a 151.5 over Penn State, Ohio State, over 151.5. Best bet.
All right, there you go. Points, and I think there should be points in that game, Penn State and Ohio State. My best bet, dangerous. They're good. We know that. And they already blew out this team by double digits on the road earlier this season, but they didn't have Mikel Brown in that game. And I think Louisville has enough in them to keep this thing tight at Cameron Indoor. Again, Duke has covered just once in their last 4 as home favorites. Revenge spot for Louisville. They didn't have their star guard the first meeting against Duke. Well, they got him now, and I expect a close game. Louisville plus 8.5 against Duke for my Monday best bet here in college basketball. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. We appreciate it very much. Saturated, Side Bet D's, Steven Jackson, Gold Jew, FB Gotti, Star Child, Nick Elvento. Appreciate all your chat.
Shout out to the members. We'll be back tomorrow. Yep. Big show.
Yes.
Big, better than this. But we had to get on. It's Monday. Come on. Right?
Yeah.
Couple big games.
Exactly. Because we do have some big games. So that's probably what we'll do. A nice quick Monday show moving forward, because we know Monday is always a light slate.
Yeah.
So shout out to all of you guys. Members only shows Wednesday and Friday. Make sure you check that out. And of course, tomorrow we're back with you for everybody for the Tuesday college basketball show. For CMAC, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the games and good luck, and we will see you tomorrow on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, for the Tuesday college basketball, Hitting the Book show. Until then, class dismissed.
Peace.